Okay, guys. Good morning and welcome again to another tutorial. This time is still continuation of the pivot table because of the importance of the pivot table and then how to analyze with it. I'm going to be giving out. We are going to be working on real life examples where there's some queries we're going to be making. All right. So without further ado, let's get straight to business. We have this data set. It's quite a huge data set. So let's look at the data set together and see what it is made of. All right, so I want to see the number of rows. So I control and my right arrow can see that there are many rows in it, so many plenty rows. So let me see column, sorry, that's the column. Let me see the rows. Control down, and I can tell that about 9,995,000 rows. So it's quite very large, the data set. But we're going to see how to summarize it using our pivot table, and then we can begin to carry out some analysis on it. All right, so without further ado, let's get back and straight to business now. So this is a range of this is in range. So I want to convert it to a table so that we can now make a pivot table out of it. Remember that we can use pivot tables even without converting this to tables, but we are going to convert it to table all the same. So Control T like so, and then okay, and then it becomes a table for us so that we can continue real quick. All right. So now summarize the pivot table. We do that. Are we using a new worksheet? No, we're using the existing worksheet. So I'll select this one, and I'm looking for where to put my data. All right, so I want my information. I want my information to be here, like so. And of course, I'm going to close this. Then okay. All right, so now a pivot table, the report have been generated for us to start our summary and analysis. I believe you're not a novice with the use of pivot table, but these queries will really help you to master the pivot table. So I have a couple of questions here. The first one is, what were the total sales under each category of items? What were the total sales under each category of items? Now if you come down here where we have the pivot table fields, you can tell all the columns, all the fields that we have there. Now the question is, what were the total sales under each category of items? Total sales under each category of items. So we have items, we have categories. Let's go check the categories of items first. All right, so we have categories and subcategories. We're looking at the categories itself, and then we have the categories to be furniture, office supplies, and technology. All right, so we are looking at the total sales. Okay, total sales to be under values. So once we just click on sales, it comes on the values like so. And then we can see the total sales for each of the categories of items. Now, therefore, for furniture, we can tell how much that is. We can see. So if you still want to format this, you can like show, then you can go home, then you can add commas if you so want to. All right, whatever be it, I'm just showing something. All right, the next question, now we're going to move to the next sheet. Okay, let's see how to answer the queries there. So sheet 2. All right, on sheet 2, there is something I did not have to, for want of time, I did not have to recreate the whole pivot table again. I just copy them down here and then see how to answer the questions. Now, there's another question here. Which subcategory of items sold the maximum under each category? Which subcategory of items sold the maximum? All right, so I'm selecting this. Okay, remember that this is still the same data set. All right, I'm not recreating it, it's still the same data set. Okay, which subcategory of items sold the maximum under each category? All right, so here we're dealing with subcategories and then the categories. So we have categories first. So we roll down and check our category. Here is a category. Okay, furniture, office supplies, and technology. Then what are the subcategories under the categories? we can check this and we can see the subcategory for furniture is bookcases, chairs, and all. For office appliance, you can also see. And then we are looking at which of these subcategories sold the maximum under each category. We want to know for furniture, which one sold the most. All right, let's look at the values of the sales. All right, so we just select sales here. It comes under values. Remember what I told you about values, because it has numerical data. That's why it runs under values now. So I can manually drag it down there. All right, so we can tell that for furniture, we can collapse this. We can tell for furniture, this is the total sale we had 741,000. For office sales, we can see all we had. So we can expand this, and then we can see that bookcases is this. Now, the question is, which subcategory of items sold the maximum under each category? Which one sold? Which one sold the maximum under each category? All right, so this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do. I'll simply come here. We're looking at which one. All right, so looking at the manual, we can tell that bookcases 114, chairs 328, furnishing 91, tables. So we can tell that chairs has the largest, right? Chairs has the largest, right? What I'm going to do it in 2 ways. I'm going to come down here. I right click, then I'm going to do what? Filter. We're looking at the top, the one that has the topest, right? The top, which one is the highest? So the maximum. Okay, so we have top here, then we have this. I'm looking at the top one, number 1. Okay, and I select one here, and okay. So you can see that chairs here, under furniture, chairs has the highest, 328,000, as you can see there. And under office supplies, we have storage to be the highest. Okay, and then under technology, we have phones to be the highest. What if I were looking for, let's say, the first 2 or the first 3? Okay, first 2 or first 3. Cancel that. I'm going to right click here like so and look at my filters, top 10. This time around, looking at the first 2 items, or the first 3 items rather. And then I enter. So we can tell that the first 3 items. Now, here's the thing. We have chairs here coming second, but actually chair is the biggest now. We have chairs, we have tables, we have bookcases, right? So the order of sorting now is not from largest to smallest. So we can correct that by simply clicking on this. This is the one that has a numerical value. So we can click on the sum of sales, right click, and then this one, if you see, doesn't have filter. What I'm going to be doing is to sort forward largest to smallest. And like so, we can see that chairs come up, table follows bookcases. Same with the storage here, it also comes up that way. And then we can see how for each of the categories, each of the subcategories, then we can see how each of those subcategories perform in the categories. All right, so that's very straightforward, that's very simple. Let's move to the next one, and sheet 3. That's the next question here. Which were the top 3 states from each region that made the highest average profit? That made the highest average profit. Now, this is a bit technical, just watch. Which were the top 3 states, right, from each region, right? Which were the top 3 states from each region that they were made highest average, not sum. All right, so we're going to select from our rows here, we're going to be having region. So we check for a region here. It'll be region, we have region. Let's check for region. Sorry, that's not region. This is region. We can tell that we have 4 regions, central, east, and that you can see there. And now we're looking at regions and then state. So let's check for state. So we can tell that state falls under region. As you can see, Illinois, Indiana, all of them fall under central. Connecticut, Delaware fall under the east, right? So now we're looking at which were the 3 top states from each region that made the highest average profit, the highest average profit. Now, we have a profit column here, not sales, please. Looking at the profit column, and we select that profit like so, you know where you're going to go now. It comes under values. Now, this sum here is coming as a sum of profit, but we're looking at the average of profit. What do? All right, we double click here like this, and we come to value field setting. And then from here, we're going to check average like so. And then it turns to what? It turns average, so we can see. Now, say which were the top 3 states from each region that made the highest average profit, that made the highest. So we can check that by simply coming down here. Looking at it manually, we can tell that I think Indiana made 123. I think that's the highest for the central region. But we can do it better by just sorting it. Since this one has the numeric values, we can just sort it from largest to smallest, like so, and then we can see that Indiana, Minnesota, Missouri, all of them have. These are the state for the central region. These ones are the ones that have the highest average profit. Now, I want to return, coming down to the east, we can see the same for Vermont. All right, 204, 130, 105, like that. And then if you go down, you're going to see for the south and all of that. All right, now, of course, you know the drill. If I want to return, we want to return the 3 states, the top 3. All right, this time around, I'm going to be selecting the central. We're going to be selecting the row labels here. Because the row label just have the text, and then we can right click and then come to our filter here like so, and then top 10. Top 10 comes for us so that we can select 3, the top 3. Right? And then okay. So we can see that Indiana, Minnesota, Missouri, these are the top 3 from the central region here. And then we can see for Vermont, Rhode Island, these are the top 3 for the east and all of that. That's quite straightforward and quite very easy, isn't it? So let's move to the next one, the next sheet, and see how to answer the question there. Now the next one is, remember that we still using the same data set. It's not really different. What is the percentage contribution of each subcategory of product under each category of the total sales? You first of all must understand the question before you rush to answer it. What is the percentage contribution of each subcategory of product under each category to the sales total? All right. So we want to know now, what are the fields here we are going to be using? Subcategory, category, and then total sales. Now let's see how we can run that one real quick. Subcategory. Okay. So we click this. Once we click this, it pops for us, and we can see we are going to be dealing with our rows to be categories. Let's select category like this, and we can tell our categories. And then looking at the subcategory, it also comes out. And now we're looking at the value, sum of sales. So we're looking at the total sales for each of them. Total sales, once we click sales here, or let me just drag it in so that you can see that it can go. All right, so we have sales now. Now it pops. Now this time we want to return the percentage contribution, not just the values, but we want to return it in percentage so that we can tell what's the percentage of these bookcases, right? So the general, the total sales, all right, of product. So we know that bookcase is a subcategory under the category furniture. What is the percentage of bookcase to the grand total here? That's what we're about to check. Now, this is what we're going to be doing real quick. I'm going to right click here where we have this, the row labels, I right click like so, and then see what's going to happen. Excuse me. All right. Sorry, click on this one, sum of sales. All right, click. It says show values as. So this time around, I want to show values. Oh my God. Sorry. Show values as percent of what? Parent row. Okay. So values are percent of grand total, I mean to say. So look, Paula, now we can tell that. Now let me show you something. I expand this. So for bookcase, it's 5%, chairs, 14%, furnishing, 3.99%, tables, this. So if I add all these ones, it should give me 32%. So furniture itself, furniture category takes 32% of the total sales, all right? And then the office supplies takes 31%. The breakdown is given like this. Appliances, 4%, art, this. And then we have technology has 36% of the total, of the grand total. right? So that's just the simple answer. But let me show you something again. Let me show you something. If I say show percent, all right, click this, and I say show values as parent row total, right? Now check what happens. Now we can see that. Now see what's going. Let me show you something. Bookcases 15%, chairs 44. Now this is, if I round this one, equals to sum of everything here. I enter, this is 100%, right? So we are looking at 100% of this, 15, 15, 15, this is 100%. Each of these individual furnitures here, so subcategories under category furniture. Book is 15, chairs 44, all of them all together give you 100%. Because I'm defining percentage with respect to what the category furniture. Okay? If you do the same thing for office supply, all of these ones will be what? 100% to get, because I am doing what? I am showing it in percentage of the parent row total. So the parent row total in this case is the furniture. But if I'm doing it with respect to the grand total, all right, click here, and then I say show value as grand total. Now see what happens now. We have this one turns to 32%. That is that 5%, 14%, everything here is in respect to the grand total. All right? Everything here is in respect to the grand total for what each of the percentages in respect to the grand total of sales. Okay. So if you want to make it with respect to the row total, like with respect to the subcategory, the categories, then we're going to be using percent row total. All right. I think that's it. Don't confuse yourself over that too much. If whenever you want to return this, return it with respect to the grand total, you still have it. If you want to return it with respect to the row total, fine, you can still do it, but it's not a big deal. Let's move on in life. All right, so let's move to question number 5. The next one, which customer made the lowest profit in the home office segment of each state? Which customer, this is a bit technical move, so pay attention. Now, guess what? Which customer made the lowest profit in the home office segment in it? Which customer made the lowest profit? Lowest profit in where? The home segment in each state. It means that let's check the home state. Let's check what we have. Home office segment. All right, so let's check the segments. Home office is under segment. Let's just check the segment first. Do we have anything like segments here? All right, so we have segments. So we have segment, and we have customer, corporate, and then home office. So these ones are, now specifically, we are dealing with just the home office. So it is wise for us to put this home office, all right, this segment under filters. Since we are not looking at the consumer, corporate, we are looking at just the home office. So we're going to put segment under what? Filters, like so. All right, now let's continue. Home office. Now for the rows, we're going to be putting state. All right, now check. We're going to be putting state here under our rows, like so. So we have all the states, and then we're looking at the customer name, because we're looking at which customer made the lowest profit. We want to return the customer that make the lowest profit in each of the states. Let's say in the state, Alabama, there are customers in the different states. We have Alabama, Arizona, and Kansas. So how do we return the customers in Alabama? That's why I'm going to be dragging the customers, right? Where is my customer? Can you help me find it? It's a recorded. It's a recorded class. Let's look for customer name. I'll drag customer name under state, like so. So you can see that under where we under Alabama, we have the following customer: Alan, Amy Hunt, and all these customers here. So if I were to put customer over state, you're going to be seeing that we have Aaron Berger is in Oklahoma, Texas, Washington. Aaron Hawkins is also in California, Mississippi, New York. No, but that's not what we're looking for. We want customer to be under state. So for each of the states. All right, who are the customers that are represented there? All right, so we can see that. And now the question is, which is a customer that made the lowest profit? So the next thing we're looking at is what? Profit, profit, profit. So our values will be what? Profit. Like, so we know where it's going to go. All right, so these are the profit that we made. Okay, so we can see that for Alabama, we have Alan Schuberger. Okay, this is the profit we made, 444. Amy Hunt, this and that. So we're looking at the person that made the lowest profit. So we can sort this one in descending order. Like so, we sort from the smallest to the largest. And then we can tell that Kristen and Noon is the one that have the smallest profit, right? The smallest, the lowest profit in the home office segment. All right. Okay. Did we actually check the segment? Okay, coming down to a few. Okay. We did not even filter it here. We're looking at filter is supposed to be home office. Remember, we come here, we have filter to be home office, select home office like so, and we can tell that Christian and none. All right, for home office is the smallest. Now we want to return the customer alone. That one customer that made the lowest profit. That's why we're going to come here at row level, and you know what to do. We come to filter, and then select top 10. This time we're selecting the bottom because we're looking at the lowest. So instead of top, you check the bottom here. Then we select the top one person. Okay, one, then okay, and it returns Christian and none for us. I don't know whether we get what we're doing. So let me return it. If you're looking at the person with the highest, the filter by top 10, and I select top one, it's not going to be Christian and none. Did you see that? Mike Hernandez. Okay, so we are looking at the person with the lowest. Okay, so we simply right click and then right click. So now my ID pin. Yeah, sorry. It's crazy. Bottom, are we looking at one? And then I don't view. Where is my filter? Top 10 bottom. All right. So that's just that. I hope you understand that. Quite easy, quite very straightforward. Let's move to the next question. Then let's see how to answer that. Okay, sheet number 6. And the next question is, find the sales made in each quarter of 2016 for all regions. Find the sales made in each quarter of 2016 for all regions. Now, there is a hint we're giving here. The hint is that we should use other date as timeline. Well, no, you know that we don't want to use the manual filter this time. We want to use the filters that we know that is available. That is the timeline and also the slicers. These are filters now. So we also asked to show how to create a pivot chart. We should also create a pivot chart. Find the sales made in each quarter of 2016. Find the sales made in each quarter of 2016. All right, we select this. Okay, this is also quite cool. So find the sales made in each quarter of 2016. Okay, so we're going to have sales made. Of course, you know where the sales will be. Once I select my sales now, you know where it's going to go. I select my sales, it goes on that value. Right, so already we have total sales made, right, is 2,297,000 and all that. Now we're looking at find the sales made in each quarter of 2016. Just 2016. Just 2016. Okay, let's return our rules. For our rules, we're going to be having quarters. right? Quarters here. As other dates, we put our quarters here. So the quarters now comes out. They're looking at the months. Okay. And then we're looking at the regions. The region will be on that column. So we can see real quick and real easy here. Find the total sales in each quarter of 2016 for all the regions, okay? In 2016 for all the region. So this one is calculating all the years now because we are yet to put the slicer up here, the timeline. So we come to our pivot table here and insert timeline. Insert timeline, order date. We're using order date, that's a hint, not the ship date. The timeline uses only the date, all right? So like this is given, so all periods have been selected here. We are looking at only 2016, only 2016. Now, let's come to quarters and see what we have here. Quarter one, quarter two. Okay, let's come back here and check only 2016, only 2016. So we drag this one like so. Let's move from here down. This 2015, we don't want 2015, so we drag this in April, May, June, July. All right, so this is 2016, January, okay? It's updating as we're dragging it. Come back. December, we drag it. January 2016 to June 2018. See, it's updating. Keep going, May 2018, January, okay. We keep dragging it out, so. Was for 2016. I find it hard dragging it like this. I wish there were shorter way. All right, so the information have popped out for us now. So on the slides here, we can tell that this information is just for 2016. As we can see here, that this is just for 2016. All the information we can find here, 2016, January, February, March, down to December, is just about 2016 here. So we can come down here and run it for months, quarters here, like this. Quarters, we know what quarters is now. January, February, March, that's quarter one. April, May, June, quarter two. June, July, August, quarter three. I mean, July, August, September, quarter three, like that. So there are 4 quarters in a year. So as we can see, we drill it through down to the 4 quarters now. So we are looking at just, if I want to do it by the month, which is what we're doing, January, February, March, April, May, all that information. I know you get the drill. So as we can see here that this is quarter one. Under quarter one, we have January, February, March, and then for the respective regions, okay? For the respective regions, we can see that we have in the East Central region, we have for quarter one, is the total January, February, March, total is this one we're having here. Sum of sales for those 3 months. And now for sum of sales for just January is this, for February is this, for March is this. Total for the 3 months is what is represented here on top. Central, East, South, West, and then we have the grand total for quarter one. We can tell that we had 68,851. That's the grand total, right? The grand total for that particular quarter. And then for the particular quarter in year 2016. So for quarter one, this is what we had. For quarter two in 2016, this is what we had. Quarter three, this is what we had. Quarter four, this is what we had. And then for 2016, all the whole year, this is what we had. 400 and something. So using these slides that help us to, if I want to put it a bit up here, and I'm adding December 2015 to it, it's updated for us, as you can see. Okay, so the slides are here, the timeline slides is using this, and it's updating for us. But our queries are, we should just allow it at January 2016. So now that's how to perform that. I select this again, and then we can see that for the rules, we have the quarters. I'm using other dates here, and then the month order. So because quarter, we have month under quarters. That's why if I were to put it this way, reverse it. See what happens. It doesn't make sense. Quarters should not come before month. I mean, month should not come before quarters. That's why this one should come down here. Should get, all right? Now, if there is another breakdown, year orders, for instance, year should come before quarter. So if I'm to put my year, I'm going to make sure that my year comes up above here like this. So we can tell the breakdown is 2016. We're looking at 2016. Why? Because our restriction is 2016. Let's go back and take the whole values. Okay. 2016. All right. You see now we have 2015, 2016 have come up. All right. So, but we are sticking to just 2016. Like so. So that's what our timeline is supposed to achieve. And then we can expand this. And then we can tell that based on what we have on the rules here, the order is year 2016, year before quarters, before months. That's why we're having year 2016, then quarter one. Then under quarter one, we have January, February, and March. Then we have quarter two. All right. So there are 4 quarters in a year, and then there are 3 months in the quarter. All right. You get it. That's how the breakdown goes. Okay. So it is this order date is what we use to filter the particular month, the particular years we're looking for. Okay, so you can customize it whatever and however way you want. So that's the use of the timeline. The timeline is only used for filtering out those date values, right? So with this is very cool. And then the next question was that we should show how to create a pivot chart for this information. Let's create a pivot chart. How do we create a pivot chart for this, right? So we come to pivot table and lines here, like so. From this information we have here, we're going to create pivot chart. Create a pivot chart based on what we have there. And then I'll select my pivot chart like so. And it comes out for us now. And then we can decide to use the respective kind of chart that we have. Let's use a line chart. The pie chart is not good, it's a no-go. Let's bar chart is not really it. Scatter plot. There are different charts now we can use. This is also cool. This can. So you select, I'll talk about chart later, but you don't use all kind of charts. There are certain charts you use for certain data sets, right? So let's use the line chart here, and then we okay. And voila, this is our chart coming out, which we can copy down. Then we can expand as we like. So we can tell that the central here is the blue, the east here is the orange, the west here is the yellow, and the gray is the south. So we can tell for the first quarter, January, February, March, this is the total sales that was made. Okay. Second quarter, highest sale that was made for west, we can see it here for this. So it does give us what we're looking for. Okay. So we have a filter. Let's see how we can pop the filter. Filter is up there for us to select which one we're looking for. All right. And all of that information. I think that's just that. Quite simple, quite straightforward. All right. Let's move to the next one. And the next one is saying, find the profit made in each year for all the categories of product in the East and West region. Now, find the profit made in each year. Find the what profit made. Please understand the question before you rush to one side. Find the profit made in each year for all the categories of product. All right, we're looking for the profit made in each year, profit categories. All right, in where regions, specific regions, East and West region. Okay, so without further ado, let's check the columns here. We're going to be putting category under column. Let's put category under column like this. So help me find category. Category should be under column here. All right, so we can tell we have furniture, office supply, technology, grand total. Even if I were to put this one category under rules, it will still be the same. It's just the arrangement, however I want to arrange it. So I'm putting my category under here, and then we're looking at the profit made in each year, right? So profit, of course, you know where profit is gonna land. So let my profit here, it comes on our value. So we can tell that for furniture, this is the profit that was made. Okay, the profit that was made. Now we are looking at profit. We are looking at getting the profit with regards the word category against the word the year. So that's why we're going to be putting the year, all right, under the row column. So let's look at the year on that date. Year of other date, we put our year here. So we can tell that 2015 for furniture, we had 5,457. 2015 for office supply, we had this. Information is spelled out really clear for us to see. And that's that. Now, the question was that we should find it for just East and West region. Remember, that's what we're going to be using the filter. So the filter is just forward, and the region can be used as a filter, all right? Which we can simply put it here. Where is our region? We have region here. We can put it on our filter, of course, so that we can come down here and select the East and West region. East, select multiple, East and West. Look at how it changed. Paula, it changes, all right? But we don't want to use it that way. We don't want to use the filters. We want to use our slicer. So I remember slicer now. We come to our pivot table like so, and then we look for insert slicer and insert as slicer. The slicer we're using is the region. So we can come and search for a region here. Paula, here is it. Select region, and okay. So it comes out for us as a slicer. So we can see. Okay, the reason why the 2 is already selected is because, okay, sorry. Let's bring our slicer here. We already made some selection when we made the manual filter, what I call the manual filter. That's why we have in that one there. Okay, so I select East and we have this. I select South and we have that. I select West and we can tell that for each of them. All right, for West, this is how much we made. 2015 total to 20,065, and in 2016 this and all of that. Central, you keep updating. East, you keep updating. Now we were specifically asked to find for when and when. East and West region. So we say East selected, Control West. Like so, and then that's what we have. Now, the next thing is that we should create a histogram for the same pivot table. We should create a histogram for it. So we select this like this. Then we go to pivot table, pivot chart, of course, histogram. So we're looking for, here is our histogram. Unfortunately, it doesn't allow for histogram, doesn't come for this kind of data. All right, these are the kind of, the histogram is a special kind of chart. There are different charts here that may not agree with certain data sets. Whether for this one will not go. We will make it dedicated. We will talk about the kind of chart later, like I said. So let's select pie charts. Let's use the line charts. You get the drill, you get the gist. Okay. Let's use the bar chart. Let's use this guy. Okay, let's use the column charts like so. We're supposed to use column chart, not histogram. Please have mercy upon me, because I was wondering, the histogram cannot go with this kind of data. So these are column data, and it's quite very simple and very straightforward. We can tell this is our visualization. We can tell that 2015, this is what we had. For furniture, the blue one here as a label, the blue one, this is what we had. We can sell 2015, 2000, 2,562, we can see something like that here. Then for office supplies 2015, we can see about 15,000 plus. Then coming here, we can see that about 16,000 here. Then for the technology, we can tell about almost 16,000 plus. Again, that's 17,000 here, and that's it. So that is how we can use our pivot table, and then how we can use the pivot table to summarize data and answer some specific business questions. So what we've been doing is to analyze then structure in question, query, and data set, and extract very useful information real easy. So we have the range, then we have the table. Now, the pivot chart comes to do the limitation of the table. The table does what the range cannot do. All right, and now the table is an upgrade of the range. And then the pivot chart, the pivot table is an upgrade of the normal table, because they allow for us to summarize our data like pivot chart, pivot table, they work together. All right, so with this, I think if you're able to answer these questions, you can even formulate your own questions and see how to interact with the database. Please be very interactive, please be very creative. That way, you should be able to get used to dealing with data or working with data sets, analyzing information using the pivot table. All right, so let me show you something real quick. In case you're wondering how I was able to copy all these ones out. If I want to make a new, I don't want to, I'm copying this sheet the way it is. I don't want to create the pivot table from scratch. See what I'm going to do. I hold down my control, my selected sheet is sheet 7. I left click and I drag like this, and I leave it. Did you see that I have a duplicate copy of this sheet 7 here? So that way I don't need to be, I can now simply select this one and then remove the fields I don't want. Can remove these fields I don't want. Or something new, and I don't know whether you get the gist. As simple as that, then I can continue what I'm doing. I don't want this. I can delete it. And every other thing shall be added on to me. Okay. All right, so that's the size of our class today. Hope you learned something very cool. Please make sure that you go to this video over and over again, like I used to say. And if you found any mistake, please let me know. And also, if you have any question, make sure you write them down, and then you can ask me, or you can comment on the video and then comment it directly, or you can ask me the questions when you find me. Then I'll see how to answer the questions. Thank you very much and have a wonderful day. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.